Hello, in this video here I'll be doing a demonstration on how to shave certain parts of the vehicle in Photoshop. Now this particular version I'm working with here is actually CS5 on a Mac. This also does apply to the Windows version of Photoshop as well as previous versions to CS5. Now there's a couple different ways you can actually do this. First, what I'll start doing is just doing a demonstration on the door handles itself here. Just zooming in on the area here. What I'll be doing here is I can actually take my clone stamp tool here, and what it'll actually do is it'll mimic an area and move it to another destination. So when selecting your area here, now you can see there's kind of like streaks in the paint here. That's just from reflections from other things in the background or the sky itself. You want to kind of make sure those do line up. Now they can be a little harder to line up, so it does take a little bit of time. It's fairly tedious to do this. Now once you've selected your stamp tool, what you want to do is either hit Alt on the Windows or Option on a Mac. Hold that down and you'll see it comes up with a bullseye view. And click on that area there. So you already have that area selected. Now what we want to do here is actually go along and we'll click on the next area like so. And basically, you see when I have it clicked on, you can see with a plus sign where I'm copying from, and you can see where in the circle where I'm actually pasting that same area. So what I want to do is actually continue, drag along here. This does involve a little bit of work, so you will have to go back and forth. Now you can also use your smudge tool here. I'll just turn down the percentage on it. And you can actually recreate these lines here. You can see it kind of helps blend everything back in. Kind of smoothens everything out. Now you will have to take your time at this. It's going to be a little trickier to do. See, we're getting there. And see, when the smudge tool does take some of the grain out of the image itself, so you can go back with your sharpen tool. Turn your sharpness down on your sharpen tool itself to say about 20% also. Go around back over the area here, like so. It just helps it blend in a little better. And you continue working away that, playing back and forth until you actually get it the way you want it. Now, for another method I'm going to show you how to do, we can do a cut and paste of the area itself here. So for this area here, we'll be selecting our polygonal lasso type tool. What we'll do, we'll kind of mimic what the area here is actually want to copy around. You want to make sure you're not selecting this darker area in here because you will have to work with that after. Go around here, selecting all this, like so. We can move this area. Doing a copy and paste of this area, we can actually put it over top. Do edit, copy, edit, paste. Now this does make a new layer right on top. Now making your selection tool here, we'll take this and just simply drag it over top until everything kind of lines up there like so. Now what we also can do here with this layer is taking your eraser tool, you can change your opacity to say about 50% here. Now your flow, basically what this is, if it's centered on, it's the highest or the most concentrated deleting part of the tool itself. Now when it goes to the outside of the circle, it isn't as strong, so we can say select that to about 50% there. And we can go around this and actually it just helps fog it in a little bit like that. like so. And what we can do is actually zoom in on this a little bit. Now, in order to make these, we can make these two layers as one itself. What you do actually is click on the top layer, then use Command on a Mac or Control on a Windows. Click the bottom layer, right click, you can merge these two layers together, which allow you to make these as one. So now they are two solids, so you can't actually separate them. And then we can actually go along then and using our stamp tool, now we can change the flow on the stamp tool itself to say 68%. Now this does work the same as the eraser, same type of principle, and also changing our opacity down so it isn't as strong. You can go by selecting Alt or Option again, going back here and then just going around. Slowly fogging this back in here. As you keep going around, something like that. Now it obviously does depend on how much time you put into this, is how well it'll blend in once you're done. So after it's taken me a little bit of time to go through this, as you can see here, I've deleted both of the little panels in front of the headlights here, also the tow hook cap, as well as the emblem on the fender. Then I've touched up both the door handles here so they blend in a little nicer. It does take a little bit of time, but eventually, the more time you do put into this, the better it does turn out. Now just a little recap of the two different methods I can use. I can actually cut out a piece of an area, paste it over top, then blending in the outside area there, depending, sometimes there's a difference between the shadow, it can be a little harder, so it's easier to blend those edges in. You can use the eraser for that and change the flow rate on the eraser itself, or you can use your clone stamp here and actually clone one area and go over the other area. So it's basically cut and pasting an area, just moving it over. You do that method. And when you're doing both those methods, what you can use to blend in these areas, you can use your smudge tool. Sometimes the color does change. You can use actually your sponge tool as well. Then, as well as your smudge tool, sometimes you may have to use your sharpen tool because if you do smudge it, it does blend in the pixels a little more depending on the quality of the picture you have. So this does bring the pixels back out a bit. And you can also use your blur tool too, which gets rid of any hard edges there. So this is it for my tutorial video. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments or questions, please don't hesitate to post them. As well as if you want to keep up to date with my videos, please subscribe to my channel and rate this video. Thank you.